Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. You
Yeah.
said it.
Please. Please introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, my name is Shubham Shandilya. I was born in Muzaffarpur, Bihar. Thereafter, sir, I did my engineering from BITS Pilani. And thereafter, sir, I worked for 2 years in Texas Instruments in Bangalore. And sir, thereafter, I gave 3 attempts. And this is my second interview.
How much you got in last interview?
Sir, 176.
176. Okay. So, your research paper was on wave energy converters.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you like to take up?
Sure.
I'll take it there.
Thank you, Chairman. Shubham, I think I've seen you. When was that? Yesterday or day before?
Sir, yesterday we met at 99.
That's exactly. I was wondering. This is your second repeat candidate. Anyway, welcome to the board, and don't take it as a mock board. Take it as a live board, as if you are before UPSC members. All right. Muzaffarpur, Bihar. I happen to be Muzaffarpur number of times the past, and so you had your education in Muzaffarpur.
Yes, sir. Sir, only 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th. I remember last time when I asked you, so I'll not repeat that question. The caste census, which has been conducted by government of Bihar, is one of the few states who have done it and published it also. And whether there are other voices coming in from other parties that ought to be done or not to be done, which has got own pros and cons. What's your take on the subject as an aspiring bureaucrat?
Sir, caste census has become a political issue and also an issue of governance. In Bihar, the recent caste census data was released. Sir, I think now that we are going for a data-driven governance and we want our schemes to be fully targeted. So in that sense, sir, it is important that we have the bifurcation of the data to have better targeting in the schemes. But sir, it is also seen that this is also done as a form of political maneuver. And if used in a not in a responsible manner, it can lead to caste differences, caste clashes, sir. And in my opinion, sir, the idea is good, but the implementation should also be virtuous, and trying to do political milking out of it can backfire, sir.
So the caveat which you just flagged, how do you tackle that?
Sir, one caveat is the government did not publish this data, that too in a very that too in a detailed manner. The government can give the top level, surface level data, because it is the data that government needs to use for its own purposes, for targeting of the scheme.
But don't you think, Shubham, I'm intervening, that the criteria may be changed instead of just the caste? Some more criteria could be added to this kind of survey?
Yes, sir. Socio-economic caste census can include other data like health data and the data of economic status, social status. Also, if the person has had government jobs in the past in their family. So, sir, also this data can be combined with National Family Health Survey data and consumer expenditure data to get a more aggregate sense of what is happening on the ground than just doing it on the basis of caste solely.
Okay. Shubham, you come from Bihar. Two personalities which has influenced you the most and which are contemporary to you as on today, and why?
From Bihar.
Of course.
Sir, one is the cricketer Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He is from Jharkhand, but I think in the combined Bihar sense.
Okay, I'll take it as combined Bihar. Okay.
And second is, sir, Mr. Prashant. I think his name is. He's called PK, and he is from the Prashant Kumar. I think his name, and he is forming a political party called Swaraj in the Bihar, sir. So I really like his approach, and his views are something which I aspire to.
Shubham, you are imbibing a person you would not know his name and his attributes. Okay, but why? Okay, Marin Singh Dhoni, why? What have you seen in him that you want to imbibe him in your career, in your life?
Sir, Dhoni, because his attitude is something which inspires me a lot. For example, he used to say control the controllables in the game, and not to frown upon too much upon the things that is not in our control. So it is also in resonance with what Gita says, Karmanyevadhikarasti. Overall, he is very calm, composed, and as a good person to, I think, follow because of his attitude and his balance of life.
And you gave a good thought to Prashant. What was his personality trait which was influencing you?
Sir, he represents an educated and a modern face in Bihar. I saw his interviews in the BBC. His analysis of the Bihar issues that he has found, sir, which I found very rooted to the ground. And he has done yatras through the various places, and he has told three things that Bihar need. One is the agriculture that is remunerable, that pays, education that gives skills, and Swarojgar. So these analysis that he has made, sir, is very, I think, enlightening for me.
Last question for me. Have you heard of Artemis mission or Accord?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, Artemis. Sir, Artemis is the mission of NASA. Under the Artemis Accord, India also joined to test the whether humans can survive in the lunar environment. So in the future, we can target to go to the Mars. So that is the idea, sir. Also, there is there's a plan to make a space station in that orbit so that we can do the continuous monitoring of the environment there.
I'm tempted to shoot one more question to you. Web of Honors, Web of scheme has been announced. What is it all about? By Ministry of Giving you Q, Ministry of External Affairs.
Sir, what is the scheme name?
Web of.
Sir,
Okay, I pass it to the next member.
Shubham, you are electrical and electronics engineer. Look at wind power turbine. How is power of wind is converted into electrical energy in a wind power turbine?
So there are windmills that we have. As the air flows, the windmills rotate the shaft. That
So there is a kinetic energy of
kinetic energy of wind, sir, is converted into the rotational energy of the shaft. That rotational energy, sir, behind that we have a magnet setup and the wire setup. So as the magnets
so
move,
there is a turbine.
the turbine, sir. There is an electromagnetic induction, and that creates the electrical energy, sir.
So that is AC or DC?
Sir, that is DC.
Hmm?
Sir, DC.
Or it will depend upon the turbine used.
It will depend upon the turbine use.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
So how is it fed into the grid?
no.
Because
Still
its
DC
voltage
only.
will fluctuate
Yes, sir.
depending upon velocity of the wind.
Sir, we can use transformers to step down or up the voltages. Whatever voltage that we have in the grid, we can
It will have to be stepped up.
step up. Sir. Yes, sir. The voltage has to be stepped up, and we can apply some sophisticated circuits to remove the excess that we have, peaks and all that can be removed, sir, via the filters, capacitive filters.
Now think of a thermal power station. Power is generated, it comes to your home.
Yes, sir.
So at what stages we put a step down the transformer, where we put a step up transformer, where we use high voltage transmission, where we use low voltage transmission.
Sir, when power is distributed, it is generally distributed at the high voltage because I square R will be the loss, our loss.
I did not ask for the equation.
Sorry, sir. So when we have to distribute it, move to the one place to another, we'll step it up, and once it reaches where we need to use it, we'll step it down, sir.
Okay, fine. So why do we transmit at high voltage, but we give power to household at low voltage?
So transmitting at high voltage, sir, I think I briefly mentioned that was to avoid the power loss, to reduce the power loss because
Power loss in what form?
sir, in the heat form.
In the heat form, fine. And why do we use low voltage in household supply?
Sir, if we use very high voltages, it can create safety risks.
Hmm.
So that is why, sir, we
What did you say?
safety risks, sir. One is
Safety.
safety, yes, sir.
Hmm.
And another is that our devices are tuned to a specific voltage to be used.
When electricity is supplied at low voltage over long distance, lot of energy is lost, electrical energy lost as heat. Why?
On the low voltage, sir. Because for same power supply, V into I will be power. So if voltage is low, current will be high, and power loss is I square R. So more the current, more the loss of power.
Talk like a layman. I am a layman.
Yes, sir. So current is basically flow of electrons across the wire. So as more electrons will
Fine.
flow across the wire.
Please take over.
Okay. So Shubham, you are wearing a kada. What is the significance of kada in the Sikh culture?
Yes, ma'am. Guru Gobind Ji, every Sikh should have 5.
Sorry.
One of the cases, ma'am, correct.
That's perfectly fine. But then what is the significance? Why is kada one of the 5 keys?
Sorry, ma'am, I have to read about this.
Okay, no worries. You stayed on the BITS Pilani campus. What is the size of the campus? Approximate.
Sorry, ma'am, I don't remember that.
Okay, no worries. You're also interested in teaching, it seems. What do you think would be the difference in the teaching pedagogies in the middle school, students in the middle school, vis-a-vis the teaching pedagogies in a university?
Ma'am, during the middle schools, children have come out of the primary school and the idea is to introduce them to the concept. For example, how different parts work in isolation to some extent. For example, how current would work, how voltage would work, and so on. As we move toward the university part, we need to combine those things to give a sense that how things work in the real life, because it will be a culmination of all the learnings at the higher stage. Also, ma'am, application part has to be given more importance. Practicals would increase. Also, ma'am, the field visits would increase. So, in that sense, ma'am, this will be.
That is fine. That is what we need to pay emphasis on at the middle school level and the university level. As a teacher, what kind of methods, pedagogies you are going to use when you are inside the classroom in a middle school vis-a-vis a university?
Ma'am, in the middle school, the children at the initial stage of learning, so we cannot assume that the children knows things. So we have to start from the very, very scratch level. That, for example, current is flow of electron and so on. From that point, we can start. In the university, we'll assume that the student knows a lot of things, and we are building upon it.
Okay. I'm talking about the pedagogies and not again.
Ma'am, maybe I'm missing the question. Sorry, ma'am.
The pedagogies you need to understand. Okay, no worries. You also have a paper published, as Sir pointed out. Is it published in a journal?
Yes, ma'am.
Which journal?
ICCP. It's a conference on the electronics which happens every year.
The ICCP
Yes, ma'am.
is the name of the conference. So basically, it's not published in a journal. It's published in a conference proceeding.
It's a conference paper. Ma'am.
So yeah, you presented it in a conference, and within the proceedings, the paper was published.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware about the indexations of journals?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I think that would be it from my side. The next
Pawan.
Shubham, so you love trekking in the Himalayas, correct? So can you tell me the mountain ranges of Jammu and Kashmir in India? Mountain ranges of Jammu and Kashmir.
Sir, Pir Panjal Range,
Okay.
Greater Himalaya.
Okay.
So these are two areas.
See, these days actually lot of people they are going for the trekking, correct? And many of the people they are going just to post the pictures on Instagram basically. Okay. So is it a good thing or bad actually?
Sir, I think it is. Okay. Good only to publish and pictures. In some way, it will also inspire others to take physical activities. But one there is drawback is there, sir. For example, on Instagram and all, we create a very curated life. Like everything is very fine and good with our life. So that can give a sense of perception to others that maybe that their life are not very dull. So in that sense, we are creating a society which is not realistic.
What about ecological damage they are doing?
Not, sir,
Murda, what?
ecological damages are there. Sir, pollution is there. Also, new people are going, so new hotels have been created. New roads has to be done. For example,
464,
the roads have to be widened. Also, sir, lot of influx of people is there. So you have.
Last question, because I think optional is Hindi literature, right? So can you name the national poet during the
Yes, sir. Sir, Mathli Sharanji and Ramtari Singh.
Muzaffarpur is famous for what?
Sir, mainly for Shahi Lychees, it is very famous. Another,
Who was Muzaffar?
sir, he was a Amil or a revenue officer during a British time.
Okay. Can you tell 3 schemes which have touched, government schemes which have touched your life?
My sir. So one is Aadhaar. There is everywhere I can authenticate easily.
Okay.
Another is when I was a childhood, I was the beneficiary of the BPL. I used to go and take the ration. And
In last 10 years.
last time,
Hmm.
and the environment, for example, the air quality program the government runs to improve the air qualities. So that has benefits for everybody.
It has touched your life. Come on.
So specifically, sir, I know welfare measure is actually I take.
Where do you stay?
Sir, I stay currently in Muzaffarpur.
Muzaffarpur. How do you make your payments?
Sir, I have some savings from the previous jobs. That saving is
How do you make your payments? How do you transact?
the UPI.
Okay. Okay, you stand in the shoes of a lychee seller. Okay. How his life has changed due to UPI?
So, seller is also a farmer or only a seller?
He's a fruit seller. Okay.
Whole chain is there.
The fruit seller, let's say, or a juice vendor.
Okay, sir. So one is, sir, UPI obviously now he or she can easily get into digital economy and more transaction can be there. And second is, sir, that government is prioritizing the agriculture insurance, agriculture extension services. So better output is there. For the
Stand in the shoes of a juice vendor, right? Or a tea vendor.
Okay, sir.
How that person's life has changed.
Sir, there's a scheme called PM Swanidhi scheme in which that person gets easy loan from the government, street vendors.
Okay.
And so UPI is one, Swanidhi, and
How UPI has changed his life or her life?
sir, UPI is because of UPI, sir, the digital transaction has become very easy. So
Okay.
even for small digital transaction or paying to the person, for example, from which he or she procures, and so all the supply chain becomes quite smooth. So his transportation time will be saved, and the payment can be on time. Sir.
I am a tea vendor, right? So I sell tea of 5 rupees. If I want to raise the price to 7 rupees, can I do it now?
Yes, sir, it is quite easy.
Change is not required, right? And you took tea, you paid. How do I get to know about it? That you have made the payment.
Sorry, sir, I'm missing the question.
I gave you tea, you paid digitally. How do I come to know that you have paid?
So on the mobile phone, the notification can be seen.
Every time I have to see my mobile phone?
So there is also a device that comes with sounds every time we make a payment.
Yeah. So I can, during that time, I can continue making tea. So the productivity has gone up, right? What else?
Because of UPI.
Yes.
But time is.
So all the transactions are on her phone. She can show it to the banker. I sell 4,000 rupees worth of tea every day. Right? I liked her tea. He can go in his back history and see मैंने चाय कहाँ से खरीदी थी उसको दोबारा ऑर्डर दे सकता है कि 2 चाय मेरे ऑफिस भेज देना, ठीक है ना. सी हाउ थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड, राइट. एंड व्हेन अब उसको गले का ध्यान रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. सो वंस द मनी कम्स इन द अकाउंट तो दारू कम हो जाएगी. That propensity to misuse the money will come down, theft will come down,
So
right?
good thing is some interest will also come on that money.
Yes, some interest will come. When the person goes to buy the products, like chai खरीदनी है, पत्ती खरीदनी है, दूध खरीदना, you can pay through ATM, through this only, through Paytm, okay? So much difference has come in their life, isn't it? It's something which has made a difference. And then you can join Mudra scheme also, that's a separate story. Right? Okay? Okay. Since my last question, you have made a paper on wave energy. What is India's power production from various sources? You have some idea?
Yes, sir. So 70% of generation is from coal.
70%.
Yes, sir. In regenerated, sir. Not installed, but in regenerated, about 70% comes from coal.
Okay.
And sir,
Total is how many gigawatts?
for coal, sir.
Total energy.
Sir, I could be slightly off. I can about 500 gigawatt is somewhere there.
Okay. So coal is 70%.
Sir, I have to go and check. Sir, maybe I could be wrong.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing it out.
And
I will check.
other sources?
Yes, sir. So solar is crossing 50 gigawatts now. Sorry, so not 50. 175 was our target. We have reached about 160 gigawatt for solar. And sir, wind is roughly 40 gigawatt. And sir, this is what I think.
हाँ तो टोटल गड़बड़ हो रही है इधर से.
Okay, so
ठीक है, चेक कर लेना,
I'll check it, sir.
कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है. ओके, सो वी आर थ्रू विद योर इंटरव्यू.